Hello and welcome back to the True Crime Comedy Podcast, Murderous Podcast. I am your host, Sidney Smith, and my co-host,
Rob, baby.
What up, Rob?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right, buddy. Look at you. You didn't see how I turned it on? We were having one kind of conversation where I was worried about your health, and then out of nowhere, the lights come on. Boom!
Yeah, now I'm all in broadcast mode.
It's all broadcast mode. I was talking about my mode, son of a bitch, not your mode.
I'm sorry. I only think about myself.
Yeah, all day long. Thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode of Murderous Podcast, where we sit and we talk about real life murders committed by women. And we got a real doozy for you. Rob is in the seat next to me again this week.
Hey.
He was not able to be here last week. He has some other things he needed to get done. And Jamie is down and out of the weather. Under the weather, again. I won't say out of the weather. It sounds like he might have died.
Yeah.
Jamie is down and out. He's under the weather again. So
he's dead to me.
Wishing him getting well real soon. But Rob is back with me this week. So we got a fresh one for you, which we will jump into. Before we do, I just found out because I got a message over last weekend, that Spotify is now allowing you guys to go ahead and give us reviews. So give us reviews.
Yes, please. I just signed up for Spotify today.
Why?
Because I don't know. I got tired of Apple Music.
All right, that's what I wrote. That's what I rock with, Apple Music.
Yeah, me too, but it doesn't do the end of the year thing. So it's like, all right, you can't really share playlists. Every time I want to share playlists with somebody, they're like, oh, I use Spotify. It's the dominant brand, so I switched.
I don't do Spotify because, I don't know, I just like Apple Music better. Spotify is cool. I mean, I don't not listen to it. I mean, it's cool if I just want to let random shit play. Yeah. But if I want to hear what I want to hear, what I want to hear, Apple's better for me.
Yeah, well, so I'm a single man. And what if I'm a sentimental dude and I want to make a playlist for like a sweetheart, somebody that I really like. I want to send it to her. She's not using Apple Music. Nobody does. Whoa. It's me, you, and the ghost of Steve Jobs. That's the only people that still use Apple Music.
What is with everybody hating on Apple? You know what? Before we jump into that.
Yeah. You got to get through this.
You guys go ahead and give us those 5 stars on Spotify. Also, if you're on Apple right now, on Apple Podcasts.
I mean, I still use the Apple Podcast app. It's better.
Yeah. You're a cheater. Go ahead and give us a nice review and 5 stars there as well. If you are not able to do either one of those things, just listen, enjoy our silky baritone voices, and share with a friend. Send that link to someone and say, hey, you should listen to these 2 dudes randomly talk about shit, and then they talk about women who kill people.
Yeah. The 2 best things in the world. Random stuff and murderous women.
2 best things. So
2 best things.
Thank you guys again for listening to Murderous. Rob, real quick. What is people shitting all over Apple right now? Like,
I don't know. I love their devices.
Like, I'm thinking long and hard about switching my phone and my watch, because that's the last thing to go to Apple will be my phone and my watch.
You should totally switch your phone and your watch to Apple. I see what you're working with. You have a MacBook. It integrates seamlessly between the 2, and there's something you should have AirPods or.
I do have. I have the Beats on right now. I have AirPods. Everything I have is Apple
products.
Right,
yeah.
Everything is Apple.
Switch your phone.
Yeah, tablet over here. Yeah, everything is Apple.
It's really hard to have good conversations with you when you have the green bubble. I want to send you pictures, but they come up all pixelated, so I can't do that.
You know what? This is a new form of colorism. All right, I will not be colorized.
Yeah, no, you're colorized.
I will not. You are the second person in 2 weeks to come at me with that green shit. About, I said, what is that? No, he's green people. I think that's what someone called me.
Yeah, you're green people. It sounds racist, right? Like, it sounds incredibly racist.
That's what I'm saying. Colorized. You are a colorist.
Yeah. I like Apple. I had Android phones for years, but then I started making more money, and I was like, I can treat myself to a good phone. Wait a minute.
I don't know. I can treat myself to a good phone. You know the weird thing is Jamie Kammeyer, the other host, when he's not sick, he said, well, yeah, what do I call droid users? Oh, yeah, homeless.
I've seen homeless guys with droids. You never see a homeless guy with an iPhone.
Yo, what? So, but it's not just people hating on Apple. It's also people hating on Droid, as you're doing right now.
Yeah.
But I told my mom that if I said, I think I might buy an Apple. She's like, oh, you're a traitor. And then my little brother said I was dead to him if I went and got an Apple phone.
See, that's a weird loyalty. But I'll pray for both of them. I used to make Android apps way back in the day. Simple Android apps. Right. It's easier to program on, but Apple stuff just works way better to me personally. But Spotify for the music.
But I'll talk to someone who's Droid, and they swear up and down Droids are way better than Apple, and Apple is always behind the times and catching up to the things that Droid can do.
Oh, for sure. But what they do is the reason they're behind is because they're making it perfect. So there was MP3 players before the iPod. Do you remember that?
I do.
Can you name one?
They're gone now.
Yeah, exactly. Because MP3 players came out, Apple said, "Oh, this is a great idea. Let's perfect it," and they put out the iPod. And that's what they do with phone features. So, Samsung may get the newest 192 megapixel 4K whatever,
right?
But then Apple's going to come through and be like, "We bumped it too, but it looks way better." So we went from 12 megapixels to 14, but it's a lifetime improvement. It's all in the details.
Like, I have not seen this much hate from one group of people to another group of people. I don't know since when. I don't know since.
I find that hard to believe.
Since Nike, since Nike and Reebok had their thing way back in the day.
Yeah, and Nike and Adidas later. And and it's genius that these brands, because they both make plenty of money, but they build in this allegiance to one. To where
right.
I'm acting as marketing for Apple right now. Apple, send me a new iPad.
But that was one of the things I always was against with Apple was I would not, because part of their genius is they created that ecosystem.
Yeah.
And that
Walled garden.
Right. It is such a brilliant idea. And it was one of the things I was against. And then slowly but surely, accidentally or however, I am almost a part of the fucking ecosystem, because now I'm like, I think I got to get an Apple phone and an Apple Watch now.
Yeah, and the thing is, they've loosened the walled garden a little bit. Now you can pick your default web browser. I use Chrome, which is a Google product.
Because I can't stand that.
Yeah, me neither. And you can pick your default music app. I use Spotify as of today. Just made the switch,
Okay.
And they're loosening it up. What they do is they go, what do our customers really want? We'll put those features in, even if it goes against what we had originally planned on doing.
Well, and it's smart, because if it brings you more people in who become part of the ecosystem, because you still have these people like myself. Because I think I'm almost there. But you have people like myself who, and I'm never going to do it. I'm never going to do it. But we're busy collecting an iPad and a MacBook and an iMac and so on and so forth.
You're
Finally,
building
that last
the wall.
thing. Right, you're building it yourself.
Yeah, and then you're like, man, I really wish my phone. One of the cool things with the iPhone that I can do with my MacBook is when I put it, like if I'm doing something on my iPhone, as soon as I get within distance of the MacBook, I can just start sending stuff to it. Or if I have an iPad and a MacBook, I can drag something on the screen from the MacBook onto the iPad without having to go how do I do this? It just naturally does it.
And let me be completely honest. I was at a show a couple of weeks ago at Stand Up Live. Very fine venue, my home club here. If you ever get a chance, go check out a show. They have Louis C.K. coming in.
Yeah, February 15th to
16th. So I'm going to go sneak in on that. But I was there in the green room, and someone that took some pictures that night, and they're like, I want to get these here. I said, okay, cool. They said, can I airdrop them to you? And I had to say no.
Yeah.
And it was the most embarrassing thing not to be able to get these photos. Not that it was embarrassing, but everybody else was airdropping it. I'm the only one in the room who couldn't get airdropped.
So you're being a colorist to yourself. You understand how bad it feels. I get it.
I've been a colorist to myself. Well, these green people.
Yeah.
That's what
you'll be saying that in 6 months. I guarantee it. Okay. I was at House of Comedy a few weeks ago, and I was working with Jimmy Schubert, I think. And I filmed a set on my phone. That's another thing. With Filmic Pro and stuff, the iPhone does incredible video. I mean, it's nothing you're going to put on Netflix, but it's really good. And I was like, hey, I filmed your set too. And he was like, oh, can you airdrop that to me? That took, literally by the time I finished my drink, it was done. And whereas if I would have had an Android, I would have had to put it into Google Drive, and that would have took forever, and then send a link, and then he would have to download it.
Drive is the worst.
Yeah, I agreed.
It is the worst. That might be one of the number one things I hate that Google has, because it takes forever to get anything done. That your Wi-Fi connection better be so good.
Yeah, and if there's any kind of issue or whatever, if you move your phone or something, you just completely lose it, and then it's like it failed. You have to restart.
And God forbid it's a large file. Cannot do this right now, or whatever that message they usually give you. It's just it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, especially if you pay for it. Because I pay for Google Drive because I need extra space.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, granted, I only pay $3, but
still, it's $3
but
bucks.
It pisses me off every time something doesn't work.
Anytime you have to pay for something, it pisses you off. It's like having cable that you don't pay for because you're stealing it from your neighbor. It's okay if it gets fuzzy, but when you start paying for that shit,
oh yeah, you have to make sure it's right. And sometimes even if I'm not paying for it, I'm stealing it from the neighbor. I'll knock on the neighbor's door and be like, "Hey, can you call them?"
Or is like or is like one of our listeners out there who's using someone else's Netflix account, and you're bitching because it keeps going out.
Yeah,
but you can't really say anything. You can only bitch under your breath because you're not paying for it.
Dude, it's funny. This guy I know, Ben, has an HBO Max account that he lets everybody use, and he has his profile, and then he has a separate profile that just says freeloader, and that's what everybody else uses.
I think one of them was getting wise to Apple. Apple. Going back to where we started, Apple got wise to other people using the account.
They're all about their money.
And Hulu is getting to the same point too, because Hulu pisses me off because every 45 days or so, I got to punch in my damn password all over again. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I can't get on and watch whatever I want to watch on Hulu.
Yeah.
And so it's a pain in the ass, but I get it because they're on to people sharing their passwords or people stealing it or whatever they're doing.
Well, I like Netflix because one thing that Netflix does is they'll just go, we get it. Like they've made commercials where they're like, yeah, we know you guys are all sharing one account, but just limit it to 5 people. That's why you can make 5 profiles, you know?
No, fuck that. Netflix needs to drop the hammer, okay? Because I'm tired of my Netflix account price going up every year. All right?
True. It just went up again a few days ago.
I'm telling you, if you guys keep it up, I'm shutting it off. I'm not using Netflix. I will do whatever I got to do to watch what I need to watch, but I will not be giving you money if you keep it going up.
My favorite thing to do is if you reset the password, you can hit log out of all devices. You hit the button, it immediately logs everybody that's on your Netflix account out, and then you have a new password, and you'll start getting text messages going, hey, I know we haven't talked in a minute, but you're just like, all right, now I know who's using my Netflix account.
You motherfuckers. Yeah. Get your own Netflix account, as your buddy puts you freeloaders.
Yeah, it's a good way to get your ex-girlfriend to text you, though.
Oh, my God. Okay.
I know you don't deal with that, but I do.
Yeah. These are the tricks of the trade of a player, I guess.
Player.
Hey, you came in wanting a banana. When you came in and said, oh my God, you need a banana? I had a banana. And I'm just like, this is so much different than when Jamie comes over to do the podcast.
Yeah, because I went for a hike and I was going to eat it.
And hiking.
You need the potassium so you don't get cramps later.
Yeah.
And then when I got here, it was right on time, and that's late. So I, in my mind, I think in your mind too, if you're not 5 minutes early, you're late.
That's right.
So I was like, I don't have time to eat this banana. And then you opened the door holding a banana peel. So I was like, all right, I'll go back to my car to grab a banana.
Well, it was just different because Jamie would have went for the hike. If he was going for a hike, he would have went with a backpack filled with Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
He would have finished that Pop-Tarts.
Full of Pop-Tarts. I'm a little disappointed that there's no Reese's peanut butter cups here. We talked about this in the last episode.
Don't talk to me like you're my mother, all right? We talk about we talked about this.
Look, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
No. See, you are not my mother. My mother gets mad. So disappointed. Bring your own Reese's peanut butter cups.
I'm gonna bring one of those boxes that has like 15 of them, and I'm just gonna leave them in your office.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah.
I like Reese's peanut butter cups too.
I know.
All right. See what's calling me motherfucker.
I almost did call you a motherfucker.
You can. We can curse on the podcast.
I know it's a podcast.
You're right, bastard. Taryn, shout out to Taryn. Taryn hit me up last week 2 weeks ago after we got done, and she said, "I'm going to get him some peanut butter cups." I said, "Don't get that son of a bitch nothing. He can eat Pop-Tarts. He can eat Pop-Tarts, man."
It's been 2 weeks. Where are they?
She gave me a good talking to the other day.
I'm appreciative. Don't get me wrong.
I was out watching football at Tailgate. It was one of my favorite spots, and out with some friends watching. And she's working over there, and she says to me, "She said, look, I need you to get your shit together. You need to get your podcast, figure out who's going to be on it, get it out."
It's me.
She says because she breaks down when she listens. She listens when she's going to get her daughter, and listens and waits. I think the drive, she said, over there. She gets to the school in just about enough time after we do our banter. And then she sits in the line
and listens
to the rest.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So she's like, I need you to have your shit together and have it out there.
Yeah. So, I got to do something. I have a Thursday ritual.
Right. I'm like, yo, I didn't. Okay, my bad, player. I didn't know. And there might be other people out there like that too. So I apologize to you guys. We are trying to work our way through some things. Like I said, if you are a follower of the podcast, you know Jamie has not been feeling well. So working our way through that. We've had to do some replays. I told Taryn, I said, I almost did it by myself last week. She said, no, it wouldn't have been the same.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, but I'm talented. I could have pulled it off.
You need a weirdo white dude. That's how it works.
Well, I don't, yes.
Yeah, that's me.
I didn't want to label you, but other than a colorist.
Yeah. Well, green bubbles bother me.
I almost said something, but I didn't want to do your bit. Quick shout out to a couple of friends of ours in the comedy community. I know it's been a week or so since this happened, but I haven't had a chance to really chat with you about it. But Christopher Royer and Leslie Barton got engaged. Man.
I know. I'm super happy for them.
Yeah, man.
They're
super
perfect
dope.
for each other.
Oh man, super dope. I am definitely happy for the both of them. I love them both. They're both very quirky, original personalities.
Exactly. And for some reason, they meld very well. You know, the different sides of their personalities match up perfectly, like some Velcro.
I think it's because they're both not like young 20-year-olds. They both kind of understand who they are at this point.
Yeah, they're like 32.
Of their lives. Yes, 32 if they're a day.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be nice.
But they both have. I mean,
they figured out what they want.
Which with age comes a certain level of maturity, and that lends itself to being able to be someone who can meld with another personality.
Yeah. Did you see the announcement? They made it like a PowerPoint. It said the Barton Royer merger.
I did not see the PowerPoint.
Oh, it was great.
Okay, I missed that. I got to look for that.
It was like the Barton Royer merger, and then it had reasons why this will make their business more successful. It was great.
But that sounds like there's something to two of them, right?
Oh, yeah.
So yes, super dope people. Enjoy them both. Enjoy their comedy. Enjoy their personalities.
Very funny.
I'm very happy for the both of them.
Yeah, me too.
Super stoked for both of those guys to get that. I should say that guy and that lady. People who don't know them, I don't think we're thinking about two.
Don't
men.
gender them. Also, Leslie it could go either way.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
the name.
Well,
Not Leslie the person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I wanted to make sure people understood.
The guy and the gal.
This is a weird conversation.
We've dug ourselves into a hole.
I'm like, it's 2022. I'm like, you got to watch out. I feel like Kevin Hart right now because Kevin, if you listen to his podcast, anything that he says that he thinks may be controversial, he stops almost kind of like we did.
Yeah.
Because I say, hey, if I offended anybody out there, was it meant to be? Blah, 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 that type of thing. And then he kind of segues back into his
Which
podcast.
shows some real growth because at one point he was just like, oh, you don't want me to do the Oscars? All right, fuck the Oscars then. You know, like, so now he's going like, hey, if I offended you, I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, I don't know if it shows real growth.
Might be fair.
I'm sure he's like anyone. He's a brand. So he's not even a person at this point.
Yeah.
I hate to say it like that, but he's a brand at this point. So you have your brand partners that you're going to get a call from or a text or whatever. Like, yo, come on, man. What are we doing? What are we saying?
Yeah.
We're going to say that. You got to pull back. We got this movie coming. This
We're
is
going to pull
coming.
the sponsorship.
You know, anything like that. So I get why he has to do it. I appreciate that he does it. I don't know. Because I did not see what he said as being that detrimental to him or to anyone else. It was a different time.
Yeah.
I just got done watching King of Queens, and they were having an episode where Patton Oswalt's character and Gary Valentine's character, they're roommates, and they decide they're going to go to this timeshare so they can try to get this plasma TV, as if anyone wants a plasma TV anymore. And Patton Oswalt, there's this back and forth between them where Patton says he's getting gay bashed.
Yeah,
because people think they're a gay couple.
Yeah, they assume they're a couple because of the way they argue and the fact that they live together.
And Gary Valentine says to him, and I'm quoting as close as I can, folks. He says, "Well, if you got to go through a little gay bashing, then that's what you got to do." That would
never fly.
That would not fly now. You couldn't write that and get that out of the writer's room right now.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But that was a different time. Kevin's bits that he was doing was a different time.
Yeah, and the thing is, when it was pulled, even for the Oscars, it was already years before that.
Right.
You can't go into somebody's back catalog and then be like, I can't believe you said that. Why don't you grow as a person? Be like, well, what have I said recently? And it's like, well, I guess you have grown as a person, but still, I'm mad. And it's like, okay. The problem is with how that works is if you notice everybody that's ever done that, where they've caught somebody and canceled them, has also been caught and canceled for something. Because, okay, the Shane Gillis, one of the main proponents to get him kicked off SNL was a writer that a few months ago, 6 months ago, maybe, got kicked off the show. She was writing for also saying racial, and there were jokes. She was, well, these were jokes. And his whole thing was, yeah, I was trying to make jokes on a podcast. He goes, I didn't even say it as myself. I said, people in the 40s probably said that, you know.
Right.
But, and she was like, I'm so glad he's been kicked off SNL, this, that, and the other. She wrote for another show. Somebody went through her Twitter and was like, hey, what's up with these tweets from 6 years ago? She got canceled. So what's that saying, the Christian saying, don't cast the first stone unless you're stoned or whatever?
Let he who is without sin cast the first stone.
That's it.
You heathen. So I get your point, though. And I was going to make a similar point, is that you can look into any of ours, as you put, back catalog.
Yeah.
And we've all I think we were all 18 to 30 at some point.
Yeah.
So if you've been 18 to 30, there's some shit in there that you probably
Your
don't.
hormones are running wild. You think you know everything. It's a bad combination.
You got some shit in that catalog from 18 to 30 you don't want people to know about, whether it be shit you said or something you did or something you've seen or whatever it is. So, I agree with you. You just got to be careful when you start, as you were putting it, start casting stones at people.
Yeah. That's why I delete my Twitter account every 3 months, just to be safe.
There's nothing to be safe because nothing is ever deletable.
Yeah. Follow me. Maybe Rob.
Nothing's ever deletable. Maybe Rob.
My original one, Twitter decided to delete it because I have no idea. They didn't even tell me. One day I just tried to log in and it's like, you've been suspended. And 3 years later, I'm like, time to start a new Twitter because they're not unsuspending me ever.
That's one I've never been able to really get into Twitter. I still try to hit a tweet from here and there. And mostly I send stuff when I post on Instagram.
Yeah.
But I don't do a lot of tweeting. It's not really for me.
My New Year's resolution is to try to be more into social media.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing I lack, I feel like. So I've been working on my Twitter. I don't even know the proper way to say it.
Tweets.
I tweet some stuff. And it's mostly dumb jokes about things I see in the news.
Right. But
one of those will get me canceled one day. One of them, it'll be like, how dare you say Firestone is not a good tire corporation?
Social media is a weird thing. We were talking about Spotify. We've gotten into Twitter a little bit. We, talking about Kevin Hart or whatnot. Joe Rogan's been in the news for about a week or so. Not a huge fan of his podcast. I've watched it a couple of times here and there, depending on who he has on as a guest. I like his comedy from earlier. Not a huge fan of it now. I don't mind saying that. I don't think he's ever going to have me on the show, so I don't feel like I'm hurting anything. But have never been a huge fan. But I understand that other people are. I understand why Spotify gave him that $100 million. But now he's been catching it a little bit because Neil Young and I believe someone else is Carly Simon. Maybe so it is.
Yeah, Joni Mitchell. Yeah, Joni Mitchell.
They both asked for their music to be pulled off Spotify, and Spotify came out and put a disclaimer out about some of his episodes.
Super relevant musical artists for today are threatening to pull their music. Neil Young, Joni Mitchell.
It was enough for Spotify to come out and put a disclaimer.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think it was more of the internet backlash. This is the thing I don't get. First off, I like listening to the Rogan podcast when he has comics on.
Right.
That's when I like listening to it. I've listened when he has scientists or whatever, political people. It's super boring to me at that point. But comics, I love when they're talking the business, when they're telling stories from their early days, stuff like that. I love it. I like his comedy. At the same time, he's a comedian. Everybody keeps treating him like he's this, he's spreading misinformation. He's a comedian. Why is anybody giving him all this power? Why are they making it seem like he has a huge platform? Don't get me wrong.
Okay. So then you can't say that without understanding that part of it.
But people are acting like he's some evil, nefarious dude that's trying to get a narrative across when he's not. He had Sanjay Gupta on from I think he's with the CDC or and he interviewed him about COVID. Then he had another doctor that said, "Hey, I don't see it that way." It was an actual doctor that's written papers, and he had him on.
But what did he say when he got COVID?
When he got COVID, he said, "Hey, I'm doing this treatment that my doctor recommended me," which they say is the horse pills. That thing blows my mind too, because you can write a headline nowadays and people just go, "Man, that person's dumb," when they don't read ivermectin, the horse pill thing. They used to treat horses. It won a Nobel Prize for medical use in humans. they use it for humans a lot of the time.
Yeah, was it? But does it do for COVID what he's supposed to do for COVID?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I did see that he got COVID. He took the ivermectin and the other two things, and 2 days later he was fine.
I think Joe has to do more of what we were talking about, what Kevin does.
Yeah.
You have to understand. Now, what I didn't get a chance to say about Joe is I respect his business acumen.
Yeah.
To be able to grow that podcast until what it's become, to where Spotify says, bring it over here, we're giving you $100 million. And not only that, but to have the wherewithal to say, yeah, before I sign that, I'm moving my ass out of California to Texas first.
So I get the money.
These motherfuckers don't take 40% of my money. So love the business acumen. I hope that this podcast can grow. I mean, you know how my mind thinks. Yeah. So I hope this can turn into something,
Tell your friends
as well. But there is a certain level of whether you want to do it or not. You have to be careful with what you say.
Oh, for sure.
And even guard yourself against saying so. Look, I would love to get on this podcast right now and just say, and this and that, and this and that, and then this happened. And let me tell you something, motherfucker. But you can't. But you can't do that even on our level.
Yeah. The thing is, granted I don't listen to Rogan very often anymore, but every time I listen to him, if he gets into anything that's semi-serious, he always kind of hedges it with, but I'm an idiot. What do I know? You know, and he came out when they announced the disclaimers, anything COVID related. He's like, yeah, that's a great idea. He goes, I'm not telling you to believe what the people are on my podcast are saying.
Right.
Do your own research. Like, I started listening to this podcast when they were doing it in his living room, you know, and he was flat out he was getting stoned and talking to comics, you know, and as it grew, he grew, and he was like, look, like, I think the big point of is, but like I said, I'm not a huge fan, but I'm also not a fan of people going like, you shouldn't be able to do this. And his whole thing is, from my understanding, is figure things out for yourself. Here's some multi opinions. Figure out which one you believe in.
Yeah, but that is a cop out. That's a straight cop out. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you why. Why does he think? Why do you think? Why does anyone think that Spotify gave him $100 million for that podcast?
Because he has a huge following.
Okay,
for sure.
So you can't have this huge following and say, well, don't listen to me. You got to do your own research. If the world was about people doing their own research, then we wouldn't need politicians. We wouldn't need leaders. We wouldn't need any of that. We wouldn't need school teachers, for crying out loud, possibly. But it's not that. The world is made up. Majority, probably 80%, if not more, are followers. And they're waiting to follow whomever they think is saying whatever they want to, saying whatever it is that they want to believe.
Yeah, but see, that's my point, though. He had Sanjay Gupta on, who's saying everything that like the mainstream news is saying about COVID. Mm-hmm. And then he had these other scientists on that are saying, like, hey, we see it different. Right. So even if you're like, hey, just listen to my podcast, you can still make up your own mind. There's two different opinions, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you that he's, I agree with that side of it, that he's had people from both sides on. I guess my only pushback would be, you can't have what he has and act ignorant to the power that you,
for sure,
that you sway.
And he totally knows the power that he has. But it just confused me, and it seems like I'm getting real passionate about this.
No,
but
please do. That's what we're talking about.
I'm not a huge Rogan fan at all. Like, his stand-up's cool. I like what he built, and I like that he gave platforms to a bunch of comedians that I do like. Yeah,
I like that he went after Carlos Mencia. So all of that.
I love that.
All of that.
But people go like, oh, right-wing Rogan. I feel like that's a narrative that we no longer have Trump in office anymore. So now media outlets are like, he's the new bad guy. But he's not right-wing. He had Pete Buttigieg on because he believed in everything he did. He had Bernie. He endorsed Bernie.
I agree with that. I agree that the media on both sides are always looking for who's the next villain that we can put on the cover.
Yeah.
Or whoever who can lead our next show or whatever, whether it be on MSNBC or Fox or CNN or whatever. They're always looking for the next guy. And you're right. Trump, for everything that he is and isn't, they're always going to be looking for who's the next person.
Yeah.
Is it going to be DeSantis out of Florida? Is it going to be Joe Rogan? Who's going to be the next person that's going to get these eyeballs and ears listening to and watching what we got to?
It's all ad revenue. So they're like, what can we do that'll get you to get angry or to get, build an alliance with you?
Absolutely.
Any, not even news stations. If I had a YouTube channel that I started tomorrow and I just wanted to do like current affairs where I make quick jokes about current affairs, I would definitely go like, what's going to be the most polarizing. That's what I want to talk about.
The crazy thing is, and I don't think I shared this on this podcast. So if you're listening right now, forgive me for sharing it again. But I just talked about it on my other show, my Facebook Live show that I do with Dion Curry every Monday on
Shout
Facebook.
out Dion.
Shout out to my boy Dion. He'll be in town in April.
Oh yeah,
yeah, we'll be hanging.
I'm gonna come by. I just rewatched a video of him riding a mechanical bull. Dion, I'll send it to you later.
There you go. Come on through, man. But I just said we were talking about something yesterday or last night on the show, and one of my favorite scenes for whether you love or you hate him, Bill Cosby. I still love that guy, and I love the Cosby Show because it meant so much to me when I was growing up as a kid. But one of my favorite episodes is when Vanessa, the middle daughter, sneaks out of the house and the parents find out she's gone. And Claire and Heathcliff Huxtable take the couch in the living room and they turn it and sit down so they're facing
so when she comes in.
As soon as she comes in. And when she comes in, she's like, fuck. And Claire lights into her ass. And she's, mom. And when she finds out she's grounded, Heathcliff stops her and just looks at her, smiles. And he says, but did you have a good time? So,
is it worth it?
Exactly. So I always love that. And I'll use that off and on with comics when I'm talking to them. I've used it for my younger siblings, just whenever I think that it fits, is did you have a good time? You can say whatever you want to say on your podcast. You can do whatever it is you want to do. But if you can take the heat when it comes, did you have a fucking good time?
Yeah. And I think it's a win-win for Rogan in this situation because when you hear about him in the news, that's promotion. That's easy promotion for him.
Mm-hmm.
The people that are against him, easy promotion. Neil Young, who I like some Neil Young's music. I like some of Joni Mitchell's music. I like a lot of
Joni Mitchell.
Yeah. But they're not making $167 million on Spotify every year. They're not bringing in that much revenue. So Spotify's not going to get rid of them. And on the off chance that they do, I'm pretty sure Joe's contract is ironclad. Joe gets to go back to be a free agent, and he still gets to keep the money.
Yeah, well, you're right. Spotify's not getting rid of Joe. Joe's bringing in a lot of money for him. So that's not happening at all. You can best guarantee because it's money. Money's king. Dollar's king. And as long as that's being driven forward, he can stay on there forever. I do think that they did the right thing by letting Neil Young and Joni Mitchell pull their music because last thing you would need is a big fight about this.
Yeah, exactly.
With these two people. And you said it best probably off the gate, with two people who outside of their generation, I don't know how many people are listening to their music on a regular basis. How much money they're bringing in for Spotify.
Nobody's listening to Young Thug and then being like, "Oh, this Neil Young song came on. I also love that." I mean, I'm sure there's people out there. Right. There's varying taste. I mean, but for the most part, no. And Spotify isn't going to come out and directly defend Rogan.
No,
but they're also not going to come out and kick him off either. They're trying to be as neutral as possible, which is great because they came from Switzerland.
It's originally. A business. Yeah. It is business. It is straight business. And for some people, business is personal. For some, it isn't. But for a large corporation like Spotify, it's business.
It's just, we're living in a weird time. 10 years ago, we had a debate on whether we should treat corporations like people.
Mm-hmm.
And now every person that is trying to be successful in some sort of entertainment field wants to be treated like a corporation.
So you hear me often quote Jay-Z. I'm a business man.
Yeah.
And so that is absolutely right. Great point, my brother Rob over there. You guys couldn't see that or hear that, but I just dapped him up. That was a good point.
It felt like unity.
Brought some felt like unity. Unity.
I ignored the fact that he has green bubbles and we dapped him
We
up.
brought it up. You're still a colorist. You brought it up. You brought it up. So awkward segue, but I wanted to make sure we got this in. I wanted to talk before we got into the murder. And for people out there who might have been a little bothered, we talked about Rogan and politics a little bit. Grow the fuck up, all right? This is what being an adult is having conversations. If I offended you when I say grow the fuck up, grow the fuck up. Yeah. So Kev Hart was in town at the Tempe Improv last week. Got a chance to check that out. And it was super dope to get a chance to go down. I put something out yesterday because I waited for the weekend to be over. Someone had sent me a quick Facebook message. They said, "Sidney, you didn't post anything. How was it? Blah, 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 blah." I said, so I created a little meme-like post, and it was dope. It was great to see. If you're a Kevin Hart fan, which everybody in that building was all weekend, then you got your money's worth and some, I think. For $50 to be able to see Kev Hart.
Oh, yeah, an intimate venue like that. Don't get me wrong. Tempe Improv is a huge venue.
Yeah, 400
but
plus.
To see Kevin Hart, that's super intimate.
And
when he's normally doing arenas.
Yeah. And I felt blessed. Shout out to, before I go any further, shout out to my people over at the Tempe Improv. They always look out. Alex is over there. That's my guy. Cassie is over there. That's my lady over there. It's my homie. And know him, that's my homie too. So they always look out for a brother, and I appreciate them. I got much love for them over there. They're doing their thing.
And also, just for my own, shout out to House of Comedy. They always take care of me. I feel like we're rival gangs here. I just want all the love to be felt everywhere. And the Improv, and Stand Up Live, and Chuckles, and Tacoma.
Shout out to all the clubs out there.
But no.
Comedy Store, all of them, Bring Them All, Laugh Factory. But shout out to them guys, man. Like I said, they always take care of me, and it was good. But I had a good seat, and I'm saying that, and I wanted to make sure I shouted them out first. But they sat me 4th seat off of the front.
Oh, awesome! And
so I had a great vantage point to watch the show, and I went down there to feel the energy. And to watch the Plastic Cup Boys, because those are his guys for 20 years. They always come out and open for him. Joey Wells, Spank, and then Naeem. So those are his guys that go by the Plastic Cup Boys. So they came out, did their thing, get a chance to see them live, and then to see Kev up close and personal. So I went out there with a different mindset, was to study it, compare, find contrast if there was any, and just kind of see how far off I was from where he is. So that was my purpose. And again, to get that energy. And, he did a great thing for those people down there. And, like I said, if you were able to get a ticket, you got to.
Congrats.
It was good for
it. It was well worth it. And I'm sure if you had to buy a scalp ticket that was 3 times the price, it was probably still worth it.
You know what? If you had to do what you had to do, you had to do what you had to do. But when I left, because I went out to go grab a couple of drinks with a couple of folks, I noticed, because I was going to get a picture actually of the marquee, and his name wasn't on it.
Yeah, they're probably trying. It was sold out. They don't have to promote it.
He didn't want it. He didn't want anything. Normally the clubs here, they do something like a special drink named after the comic, blah, blah, all that type of stuff. He didn't want anything like that. He just wanted to come in, rock, do his thing.
Wanted to work material.
And that was it. And it was tight. I thought it was going to be a lot more. I'd have to go back and see it over and over. But the material was so tight. I love the stuff that he's doing this time around.
Now, when he comes back through on his like a real tour, are you going to go check it out to see how it compares to when he was working it out here?
I might.
That's what I would do.
I might. Yeah, I might just go do that. Even if he doesn't roll back through here, I might maybe go to LA or wherever, Vegas, check it out or wherever he's at.
Vegas would probably be fun.
Yeah, that's where I saw Chappelle last summer, so that was definitely a good time. Great way to do that. But yeah, man, it was a good time. One of the best things though about the entire weekend, or that night, I should say, was watching the females hanging out in the lobby.
No, just thirsty females.
No, man. If you've never been to the Tempe Improv, folks, if you're not from the Phoenix area, you probably never have been. When you come in through the door, everything is right there. There's a lobby to your left of the stairs that takes you upstairs, and the bathroom straight in front of you. Have the bar. To your immediate right, there's the green room, and maybe 6 feet further up from that, that's where you walk into the main showroom.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the layout. I
wouldn't say 6 feet. It's like 3 or 4 feet.
Maybe 3. You might be right. So that's the whole layout of the lobby. After the show, it's about 8 or 10 of these females just hanging out because they had the rope up, so you couldn't just walk over to the green room, and they're just hanging out. And I watched management have to come over and say, this is me saying it. They didn't say this, but in my mind, this is what I heard. You bitches need to get out.
Yeah.
It's like 8 to 12 of them just standing there. Y'all got to row. Go ahead, wait outside. He's not coming out, but he brought his own team in with him too. And I've seen these cats before in some of his Instagram posts, but not his own security guys. You wasn't getting in that green room anyway.
No. All those girls were trying to recreate what happened in that show he had on Netflix. The truth.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. And I ain't never seen so many thick bitches. All the ass and titties of Phoenix only come out for certain folks. And
that's why this weekend was weird for me.
Why?
Because all the ass and titties were at the Improv.
They were all at the Improv. I was like, what? Boy, y'all know how to show up when y'all want to show up.
Yeah. All you have to be is 100 millionaire. 5'0".
He said he's 5'4". I don't know.
Yeah, he's a liar.
I said that to everybody. They said, how tall is he? Because I'm like, I was close. How tall is he? I said, well, on stage, he actually said he's 5'4". Everyone's like, no.
Yeah,
no. I said, well, I'm just trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you what the man said. But it was a good time, man. I felt really lucky, blessed to be in the building and get a chance to see what I see and walk away with the notes that in my mind that I walked away with.
That's awesome. Did you see Aziz Ansari's new special on Netflix?
I haven't sat down to watch it yet. I said I'm going to.
I'm not going to ruin it, but he definitely takes like a tiny little dig at Kevin Hart.
Oh, is it a good special?
Yeah, it's really good, and it's 30 minutes.
Okay, yeah,
he even talks about why it's 30 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna dig into it, man, because I'm thinking about shooting my own shit, so I'm definitely gonna check it out.
He popped in. It's at the Cellar. The crowd didn't even know he was performing. Like it was.
Well, it was scheduled. It wasn't a pop in, right?
Well, it was scheduled, but they didn't announce it.
Okay.
So the host goes up. The show starts with the last comic doing his final joke.
Okay.
And then the host goes, I told you it's great coming to the Cellar. You never know who you're going to get. Aziz Ansari, everybody. And the cameraman follows him down, and the crowd just goes, oh, and then he just does 30 minutes, gets off stage.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Maybe I'll jump on that tonight.
You should check it out.
Hey, folks, thank you again for listening to Murderous. First, and you know what? Thank you guys for listening to us banter. I think we had a good conversation today.
Yeah, that was a decent sized banter.
Yeah, man, that was good.
That was good. I think expect that from now on.
Taryn, I hope you enjoyed that, Taryn.
I hope this didn't mess up your schedule, Taryn. Like, I know it's normally right when you're pulling in to get into line, we start the murder. But I hope you haven't already picked the children up.
I'm gonna say this real quick about Taryn. Taryn's one of my closest friends. I've known her for years. I always like to joke with her. I knew her before she could drink alcohol legally. And one of my things I enjoy about Taryn is that she knows how much I love her. And so she doesn't ask often for anything. But when she does, she knows I'm going to say yes. Yeah. And sometimes she will ask me for stuff that I don't want to do.
But you will.
But she knows I will because she asked me. So that's how much love I have for her. And she supports everything that I do since we've known each other. So awesome. I got mad love for you. And I hope you're happy with this banter.
Yeah, I hope it was enough.
I like you. Like if I hope we didn't hold you too long. I hope you got through everything.
Well,
right.
She has a very specific schedule.
She was. It's like we're fucking shit up for her.
Now she's gonna have to sit in the car when she gets home to finish the episode because we ran a little long, and that's fine. We're gonna be talking about great stuff today. I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I like coming in completely dark on what we're talking about so that I can be surprised.
Just be fresh. Just be fresh. All right. On this week's episode of Murderous Podcast, we have a 3-for-1 for our listeners because you've earned it.
Yeah.
It's Susan Atkins, Patricia Krenwinkel, and Leslie Van Houten, a.k.a. the Manson Killers.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. On the nights of August 8th, 1969.
Day before my birthday and also 14 years. So one day, 14 years before my birthday.
I was waiting to see how you're going to tie this up because you were not born in 69.
No, but I was born on August 9th in 83.
Tex Watson took Susan Atkins, Linda Kasabian, and Patricia Krenwinkel to 10050 Cielo Drive in Benedict Canyon, Los Angeles, California. Watson claims Charles Manson had instructed him to go to the house and totally destroy everyone in it, and to do it as gruesome as you can. Manson told the women to do as Watson instructed them. The occupants of the house at Cielo Drive that evening were movie actress Sharon Tate, who was 8.5 months pregnant, and the wife of film director Roman Polanski. Every time I talk to someone about this, and the only thing, and I'm a guy who not much bothers me. This always seems to bother me when we talk about any woman, but specifically Sharon Tate being 8.5 months pregnant.
Yeah, it's a very messed up scene. And Roman Polanski wasn't even there. I'm skipping ahead a little bit. I know this story very well. I talked about coming in fresh, and then you're like, so we're talking about this, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've watched 90 documentaries.
Yeah,
can we talk real quick about how persuasive Charles Manson is? The dude, so many people were murdered, and he didn't do anything. He just convinced these women.
Which I
he's
never
a
knew.
Lunatic, and he convinced these women.
Which I never knew early on. But it speaks to this. And I'd hate to put it this way, so I don't want to offend or make it sound like I'm being callous about what happened and what the Manson killers did. But it speaks to, and I'm speaking of just men, because I've seen men who are very manipulative and have been able to get very smart women who have a certain weak-mindedness to them as well. Do a lot of, not commit murder maybe,
but things they wouldn't normally do
that they wouldn't do,
for
and that
sure.
they knew
I've
they
seen
should
that
do.
too.
It is amazing because you make a good point, and I'm just saying it doesn't have to necessarily be a man who talks women into murdering or even other men into murdering.
Yeah,
I see it. You see it so often in regular everyday life.
Yeah, you see a woman that has her whole life together and she's doing great. Next thing you know, she's broke. She's giving all this guy the money.
Absolutely.
They're moving to Vegas for some reason, stuff like that. And you're like, what are you doing? You had a great life. But they're just like, I love him. And that's the Manson thing times 10.
But because it speaks to a superpower, if you will, that Manson had, and that other men that we're speaking about had, where they can find whatever that is in you.
Yeah, the broken part. They just
see
twist it.
And the fact that they can even find it.
Yeah.
A lot of men, a lot of people they come across can't find it. Yeah. But these men can find it, and you're right, twist it, whatever they plan to do with it, they can find it and do it
It's like emotional trauma X-ray vision.
Absolutely. Her friend and former lover, J.C. Ring, a noted celebrity hairstylist, Pulaski's friend, Wojciech Frykowski, and Frykowski's girlfriend, Abigail Folger, heiress to the Folger's coffee fortune and daughter of Peter Folger. Also present on the property are William Garrison and Stephen Parent. Polanski was in Europe working on a film. Watson and the three women arrived at Cielo Drive just past midnight on August 9th, 1969.
14 years ago, I was born. Exactly to the day.
Watson climbed the telephone pole near the entrance gate and cut the phone line to the house. The group backed their car to the bottom of the hill that led to the estate and walked back up to the house. They thought that the gate might be electrified or equipped with an alarm, so they climbed a brush embankment to the right of the gate and entered the grounds.
Yeah, it's almost like a tactical mission at this point. Like, I think one of the most harrowing parts of this whole story is that they went there with the intention to murder, then to make it as gruesome as possible and totally destroy everybody. That whole thing, it makes you realize, like, you're not safe. Like, I live in a house. We have nice things, nothing nice in front of the window normally. We keep to ourselves. So in your mind, you're like, well, nobody's going to break in and try to take my stuff because I'm a nice person. But then you never know. You could just get these lunatics that are like, go to that house and totally destroy all the people inside.
It's a thing that I worry about with my own wife. I live in a nice area. We have a nice home. And I worry that sometimes when she's out, because she is so nice, she is so kind, and when she's leaving, where's your mace? Because while she thinks nothing will happen, anything can happen.
Yeah. And too much trust in human beings can be a problem too.
Because crazy people walk this earth with us.
Yeah.
And they don't need a reason to do anything.
Exactly. Just like the Manson thing. Like, Manson could have picked any house and it could have been a horrible tragedy. Yeah. Because they were just, we're going to do it. And without Manson, they would have probably ended up doing something crazy anyway. If you're able to get manipulated that way, you have your own issues that need to be sorted. Yeah,
and you can't look. I hesitate to say this. I don't really hesitate to say this. I'm just going to say what I want to say because this is how I feel about it. I'm not into rehabilitating murderers. I have no interest in it. I actually think there should be a whole dugout back, and God forbid that you got put in there on a charge on something you didn't do. So sad, so sad. But I don't believe in releasing that type of individual back on these streets, because to sitting down and watch people in documentaries like you were saying, and you can watch them on Netflix all day long, try to understand these people and to get them to try to explain to you why they did what they did is a futile attempt to me.
You can't rationalize the irrational.
No, absolutely.
And also, okay, I agree with you on that. I think if you're just a stone cold killer, you don't deserve to ever see the light of day. Well, maybe when you're 85, feeble, you're not allowed to get a gun somehow. Maybe we cut off all your fingers. I don't know. But the one thing I disagree is crimes of passion. If I'm married, I come home, my wife's cheating on me, I kill her lover because I'm just...
Are you expecting something
no,
to happen?
I'm single. If anything, somebody's going to kill me one day. But what I'm saying is that is temporary insanity.
Okay.
That's you're so flustered with what's going on and how it's overwhelming you. you do something you're not prepared for. But on the meantime, if you're like, I don't like that guy, next week I'm going to go to his house and kill him. Yeah, never come back. Like,
I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm going to probably have to agree to disagree on that one, but I get what you're saying though. It's weird that this is something that you're worried about though. You're not even married. I mean, what are you figuring out doing? Why are your eyes so wide?
I don't know. I'm just
blink, motherfucker.
What I'm doing is I'm picturing all the various scenarios, and none of them are good.
So headlights approached them from within the property, and Watson ordered the women to lie in the bushes. He stepped out and ordered the approaching driver to halt. Stephen Perrin had been visiting the property's caretaker, William Garrettson, who lived in the guest house. Watson leveled a .22 caliber revolver at Perrin, who begged him not to hurt him, claimed that he would not say anything. Watson lunged at Perrin with a knife, giving him a defensive slash wound on the palm of his hand that severed tendons and tore the boy's watch off his wrist, then shot him 4 times in the chest and abdomen, killing him. Watson ordered the women to help push the car farther up the driveway. Watson next cut the screen of a window, then told Kasabian to keep watch down by the gate. She walked over to Perrin's car and waited. Watson removed the screen, entered through the window, and let Atkins and Krenwinkel in through the front door. He whispered to Atkins and awoke Frykowski, who was sleeping on the living room couch. Watson kicked him in the head, and Frykowski asked him who he was and what he was doing there. Watson replied, "I'm the devil, and I'm here to do the devil's business."
You got to admit, that's a great line. Okay, look. I grew up on 80s action movies, and before they killed the bad guy, they always had some clever thing to say.
Right.
That is the best line. I'm the devil, and I'm here to do the devil's business.
You know that I will agree with you that when you put your mic up to your mouth, I didn't know what you were getting ready to interject, but that's why I laughed. Like that is a great line.
It's great. It's just the way that you're describing this right now is so picturesque and cinematic. Like. That's why I'm talking less than I would normally would, because I'm just like, I'm enraptured. Plus, you picked the story that has all the hardest to pronounce names, and you're doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you, sir.
Fridjikowski and Polanski, and
I cannot take credit. Shout out to Jamie Kammeyer. Even in his illness, my man put a story together and got it out to us. You
still have to read them though.
And don't think Jamie doesn't try to find the ones with the names he think they're going to trip me up, son of a bitch. Okay, what 80s action star would you hear saying that line? I'm here to do the devil's business. Yeah. He doesn't necessarily be an 80 action star. I can see Al Pacino saying it. Oh, Pacino.
Yeah, Pacino in a black suit with a red tie.
Okay. I'm the devil, and I'm here to do the devil's business. You know what? Pacino could pull it off. I don't know why Christian
Slater?
No, not Christian Slater. Not even
Jack
Christian.
Nicholson?
No, not Jack Nicholson. He would be good.
He's old Christian Slater. They're basically the same.
Walken.
Christopher Walken. Oh, if I could do it, Christopher Walken, I would do it just for that. I know it's hacky, but
I'm gonna try. I'm the devil. No, that's not that.
I'm the devil. I'm here to do the devil's business.
There it is. I couldn't get it.
I can't do it. I'm not an impressionist.
Do it again.
I'm the devil. I'm here to do the devil's business. See, that doesn't sound. I think that sounds like an uncle I had at one point.
It's close though.
Yeah, it's close enough.
It's not bad.
But that line is so good.
That's a good line. All right. One more time. Can you do it?
I'm the devil. I'm here to do the devil's business.
I don't know what you did that time. That was.
Hold on. I'm the devil. I'm here to do the devil's business.
All right, let's move on. So,
soldering iron. Oh, okay.
On Watson's direction, Atkins found the house's 3 other occupants with Krenwinkel's helping. What the hell is that?
How do you get Krenwinkel and fuck up help? It's help and.
There, see, that's what it is. See,
Jamie, that's your fault. That was a bad type.
Son of a bitch. Occupants with Krenwinkel's help and forced them to the living room. Watson began to tie Tate and Sebring together by their necks with rope, which he had brought, then slung it over one of the living room's ceiling beams. Sebring protested the murderer's rough treatment of the pregnant Tate, so Watson shot him.
Yeah, he went down a hero, though. He's like, hey, she's pregnant, don't, and then Watson killed him. It seems like Watson's doing a lot of this.
He's the devil.
Yeah, and he's here to do the devil's business.
Folger was taken momentarily back to her bedroom for her purse, and she gave the murderess $70.
Which was like $110 back then.
Right. Watson then stabbed Sebring 7 times.
Damn.
Frykowski's hands had been bound with a towel, but he freed himself and began struggling with Atkins, who stabbed at his legs with a knife. He fought his way out of the front door and onto the porch, but Watson caught up with him, struck him over the head with the gun multiple times, stabbed him repeatedly, and shot him twice.
See, it's just so brutal.
Definitely brutal.
Yeah, it's the devil's business, and it's what he's here to do.
Is that what you Well, he definitely did what Manson told him to do.
Yeah, but also the girls did participate. One did look out, and the other 2 were there. Atkins was there, also stabbing people and things like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Kasabian had heard horrifying sounds and moved toward the house from her position in the driveway. She told Atkins that someone was coming in an attempt to stop the murders. Inside the house, Folger escaped from Krenwinkel and fled out a bedroom door to the pool area. Krenwinkel pursued her and caught her on the front lawn, where she stabbed her and tackled her to the ground. Watson then helped finish her off. Her assailant stabbed her a total of 28 times.
See, I want to just picturing it, like you said, like while you're describing it, she was so close to being out. Like it's cinematic. It's a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
This whole thing is a horror. It's The Strangers, but real life.
The Strangers is a creepy ass movie.
Yeah, it is.
That's a creepy movie. If anyone out there listening, if you've never seen it, you're missing out. It is a creepy. I don't scare easily. That's one.
Turn the lights off and watch it.
That is a creepy. I might do that tonight. Actually, I watch Aziz Ansari.
Yeah,
but
I would watch Strangers than Aziz to like clean the palate.
Is that what you do?
That's what I do. I can't go to sleep after watching a horror movie.
It's been a couple of times.
I watch. Yeah, I got to watch a comedy or something, and I watch horror movies every day. I have horror movie tattoos.
We want to hear from people out there. If you guys would go to murderouspodcast.com. Let us know, what do you watch to cleanse the palate after you watch a scary movie? I know one of the things I used to throw on is like Seinfeld or Frasier.
Yeah.
Futurama
like too.
Futurama, I ain't seen that. Yeah,
that's a good one.
That's a good one. So Frykowski struggled across the lawn, but Watson continued to stab him, killing him. Frykowski suffered 51 stab wounds and had also been struck 13 times in the head with the butt of Watson's gun, which bent the barrel and broke off one side of the gun grip, which was recovered at the scene.
Frykowski was intense. He was stabbed 51 times. He hit him with the gun so much he broke the gun, and he still almost got away. He was in the front yard by the time he died.
Here's the thing about this. One of the horrible things, like when I think about dying, I think most people, as said, the worst death for them would be drowning.
Oh yeah, or being on fire. That's kind of a toss-up for me.
When I read this right now, and like you said, picturing this scene, the gruesomeness of this not stopping.
Mm.
Like you are struggling for your life, and this person will not let up.
The helplessness of it all. Because at some point you're too weak to fight back, and you're just trying to get away.
Now, I've seen people jumped, before.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone killed like this, but I've seen people jumped, and I've kind of sat back and was like, you guys are beating the shit out of this kid.
Yeah.
And the same thing, again, this is murder. That's assault. So
but still, you want to jump in and be like, all right, enough.
And exactly right, because this is brutal.
Yeah,
this person can't defend himself, and at a certain point, even if you're conscious, I've seen people just give up.
Yeah, they're just laying there, getting their head kicked around.
And so it's just that's the thing for me with this particular story. In the house, Tate pleaded to be allowed to live long enough to give birth, and offer herself as a hostage in an attempt to save the life of her unborn child. But both Atkins and Watson stabbed Tate 16 times, killing her. According to Watson, Manson had told the women to leave a sign, something witchy. Atkins wrote pig on the front door in Tate's blood. Atkins claimed she did this to copycat the murder scene of Gary Hinman in order to get Manson family member Bobby Beausoleil out of jail. Who was in custody for the murder? Beausoleil wrote political piggy and Hinman's blood on his wall after stabbing him to death.
It's a good way to get the heat off of this Beausoleil guy, because it's like, oh, well, someone's still out here doing these murders, so it's obviously not him. But at the same time, I'm sure Manson wanted some of the credit, so, leave something witchy. He's trying to start something. They might have well done something different, because at anything now, they're gonna be like, Basileo has an accomplice.
Well, here's the other thing, and I hesitate to say the genius of Manson, but all these guys were using drugs all day long, and just having sex. And you may know this. Was Manson including himself in the drug use, or was he? Yeah. Was he not?
Well, the rumor is that the MK Ultra experiments that the government did, where they gave a bunch of people acid to see how it affected them. Manson was one of the main guys. They gave him a lot of acid.
Okay,
and so a lot of times he get arrested for something, and you get released. They drop the charges, and I don't know if it's come out yet, or apparently there's a document that's like, yeah, we got him out of jail a bunch because he was on drugs we gave him. So I think he was really into acid. I think the genius of Manson, like you were saying, is he realized, oh, I'm very susceptible to things while I'm on a lot of acid. So let me give these people a lot of acid and tell them to do things.
Was he still taking it though while he was leading?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
He was definitely involved in the orgies.
Well, the sex I knew, but I had heard things here and there that he was not as involved with the using of the drugs, but he made sure that they got administered.
Yeah.
But I don't know how true that is. If I'm right or wrong, again, murderouspodcast.com.
Let us know.
Yeah, shoot something at us. Let us know. Well, don't shoot something at us. That sounds weird.
Yeah.
All of the occupants of the home were dead, but the killers were not done. The 4 murderers plus Manson, Leslie Van Houten, and Clem Grogan went for a drive the following night. Manson was allegedly displeased with the panic and the flight of the victims in the previous night's murders. He told Kasabian to drive to a house on 330 Waverly Drive in the Los Feliz section of Los Angeles, located next door to a home where Manson and family members had attended a party the previous year. It belonged to supermarket executive Lino LaBianca, and his wife Rosemary, co-owner of a dress shop. According to Atkins and Kasabian, Manson disappeared up the driveway and returned to say that he had tied up the house's occupants. Then Watson, Krenwinkel, and Van Houten went in. Watson claims in his autobiography that Manson went up alone, then returned to take him up to the house with him. Manson pointed out a sleeping man through a window, and the two entered through the unlocked back door. Watson claims Manson roused the sleeping Lino LaBianca from the couch at gunpoint and had Watson bind his hands with a leather thong.
So now Manson's getting his hands dirty. He's like, look, let me show you how to do it. But still, I don't think he ever actually committed any of the murders. I think tying up is as far as he got.
As I'm sitting here reading this and I'm thinking about all the times I've seen Manson in documentaries and in interviews, and I forget how small he was.
Yeah, he was a tiny man.
He was not a big dude.
No, not at all. Like, taller than Kevin Hart, but
oh, wow.
Who isn't?
Oh, wow. Jesus. Okay. Kev, I didn't say it, Kev.
I know.
But yeah, small dude. And I think it came to my mind because one of my favorite shows was Mindhunter.
Yeah.
On Netflix.
Yeah. Mindhunter was great.
And they canceled it.
Yeah, of course, because that's what Netflix does.
It was, yeah, something but the budget. People wanted more money, so it got canceled. But I remember the one killer that they talked to a lot, the serial killer. I can't think of.
Oh, the big dude?
The big guy.
Yeah.
When he knew that they were going to see Manson, he said, wait till you see him. He's a tiny guy.
Yeah.
So that was his comment to them about Manson. Rosemary was brought into the living room from the bedroom, and Watson covered the couple's head with pillowcases, which he bound in place with lamp cords. Manson left, and Krenwinkel and Van Houten entered the house with instructions that the couple should be killed. Watson had complained to Manson earlier of the inadequacy of the previous night's weapons.
Yeah, because the gun just broke. He was getting like cheap knockoff guns or something.
What is that, man? Is that a Saturday night special?
Yeah, he's like, hey, so the guns are cool. They don't fire straight. And also, if you hit a guy with them 51 times or 13 times, they break into piees.
The knives are all right. Yeah, I don't know.
You have to stab a lot with them. I had to stab one dude 51 times.
Could you get some with a sharper blade? Maybe?
Yeah. Can we get two of the girls to just sharpen the knives all day before we go back out?
Complained about the weapons. Watson sent the women from the kitchen to the bedroom, where Rosemary LaBianca had been returned, while he went to the living room and began stabbing Lino with a chrome-plated bayonet.
That sounds like an upgrade.
Wait a minute now. Chrome. So this is
It's a gun with a knife on it. It's chrome.
I know, but this is what your upgrade of what you needed.
Yeah, but it shines.
What's that? What's that game that the kids would play where you get to change the weapons out?
Oh, Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? The final thrust went into his throat. Watson heard a scuffle in the bedroom and went in there to discover Rosemary LaBianca keeping the women at bay by swinging the lamp tied to her neck.
Man, she was a fighter.
Yep. He stabbed her several times with the bayonet.
Because he had the reach, because it's a gun with a knife on it.
Absolutely. And then returned to the living room and resumed attacking Lino, whom he stabbed a total of 12 times. I think these all sound like weapons you find at a pawn shop.
Yeah, that's what it is. It was probably just whatever they could find. They went to a Goodwill.
Go out there. Tell me how many pawn shops you have to hit before you find a gun with a bayonet on the end of it.
Also, that chick was swinging a lamp, and he stabbed her with the bayonet, and he didn't shoot her. That means they did not have bullets for that gun.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. He did carve the word war into his abdomen.
With the bayonet. You know how clumsy that would be? Because it's so big.
With jagged W's and A and R. But he did. He carved the word war into his abdomen. Watson returned to the bedroom and found Krenwinkel stabbing Rosemary with a knife from the kitchen. Did he just kill her already?
Yeah. Well, you know how they are. You stab them, and then he has to have the girls each stab them a few times. That way they can't rat on each other.
You know what? That's a good point.
Yeah.
Van Houten stabbed her approximately 16 times in the back and the exposed buttocks.
Oh, man, being stabbed in the butt, it's got to hurt.
It being stabbed anywhere.
Yeah, but the butt specifically, it's meat and then bone.
You know, the things that just get trapped in your head is...
I know. I'm a weird dude.
Van Houten claimed at trial that Rosemary LaBianca was already dead during the stabbing. Evidence showed that many of the 41 stab wounds had, in fact, been inflicted post-mortem. Watson then cleaned off the bayonet and showered, while Krenwinkel wrote "Rise" and "Death to Pigs" on the walls and "Helter-Skelter" on the refrigerator door.
So
all in LaBianca's blood.
I like that Watson was like, I got to shower. I got to clean this chrome bayonet because this is my new favorite weapon. I want to use it again.
You're OCD.
Yeah, right.
She gave Lino LaBianca 14 puncture wounds with an ivory-handled, two-tined carving fork, which she left jutting out of his stomach. She also planted a steak knife in his throat.
Dang. What do you think? Do you think Manson was just outside smoking the whole time?
Out there masturbating,
Yeah.
watching the whole scene. I don't know. Well, here we go. Meanwhile, Manson drove the other 3 family members who had departed Span with him that evening to the Venice home of an actor. He left them there and drove back to the Span Ranch.
Spoon. It's pronounced spoon.
What?
Uh-huh.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you making this up?
No, 100%.
Okay.
It's spelled like that, but it's pronounced spoon.
So he departed Spoon with him that evening to the Venice home of an actor. He left them there and drove them to Spoon Ranch, leaving them and the LaBianca killers to hitchhike home.
What a dick.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
You bitches ain't got gas money?
He's like, Uber didn't exist. Imagine getting in a cab covered in blood. That's why Watson was like, I gotta shower. Like, there's no way I'm hailing a cab look like this.
Jesus. According to Kasabian, Manson wanted his followers to murder the actor in his apartment. But Kasabian claims she thwarted this murder by deliberately knocking on the wrong apartment door and waking a stranger. The group abandoned the murder plan and left, but Atkins defecated in the stairwell on the way out.
Leaving your mark one way or another.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
In initial confessions to cellmates at Sybil Brand Institute, Atkins said she killed Tate. In later statements to her attorney, to prosecutor Vincent Bugliosi, and before a grand jury, Atkins indicated Tate had been stabbed by Tex Watson.
Yeah, okay. Stuff like that's weird because I feel like if you're about to go to prison and you're a murderer, when you get there, you start telling your cellmates, like, yeah, I killed her. I'm a bad motherfucker, you know?
Right, absolutely.
And then when the court comes around, you go, no, I didn't do anything. Yeah. So either one could be true. More than likely, Tex Watson, he seems to be the dude handling most of the stuff here. So I think Atkins might have just boasted herself up so that she didn't get like shivved.
Well, I think that, and then when you go back and look, is it Atkins who says that she thwarted it by knocking on the wrong door?
No, Kasabian.
Oh, Kasabian. Yep, I'm going back. Yep, you're right, Kasabian. So maybe because Atkins, you know what? I don't put anything past anybody who shits in a stairwell.
And Kasabian was the one that was on lookout. and tried to come and get them to stop the murder, lying, saying that she heard a noise.
Right. But I still don't put anything past a woman who shits in the stairwell.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
especially on the way out. They didn't even commit a murder. That's not good time management.
Told you not to eat that raisin bran before we left the house.
She did it on purpose. She was like, "This, they'll know." She wrote "Helter Skelter" and raisin bran.
How do you shit on command?
I don't know. Usually mine, I'm not even aware of until it's about to happen.
Okay,
that's an emergency situation.
That's weird. Just beat this up for you to go in my house.
I'm just being honest with you.
In his 1978 autobiography, Watson said that he had stabbed Tate and that Atkins had never touched her. Since he was aware that the prosecutor, Bugliosi, and the jury, Bugliosi, and the jury that had tried the other Tate LaBianca defendants were convinced Atkins had stabbed Tate. He falsely testified that he did not stab her. The 5 perpetrators, Atkins, Krenwinkel, Manson, Van Houten, and Watson, were each tried and convicted for their roles in the Tate LaBianca murders. Originally, each defendant received a death sentence. However, in 1972, the Supreme Court of California ruled People v. Anderson that the state's then current death penalty laws were unconstitutional.
Lucky they lived in California.
Yes, they are very lucky for that because I'm all for the death penalty.
Yeah, if they were in Texas, they would have been murdered in the police cars.
They've been gone.
Yeah.
They would have never made it.
Yeah.
As a result, the Anderson's decision spared the lives of 107 death row inmates in California, including Charles Manson and his 4 family members. Subsequently, the death sentences for each of the 5 perpetrators convicted in the Tate LaBianca murders were commuted to life in prison, which by law included the possibility of parole.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable.
What's that?
That they were like, "You're sentenced to death," and it's like, "We're going to change the laws now. You could actually probably get out, maybe, as long as you're good for the next 15 or 20 years."
Right, absolutely wrong. Susan Atkins, 1948 to 2009. Atkins remained in prison until her death from brain cancer at the age of 61 in 2009. At the time of her death, she was California's longest-serving female inmate. Atkins had been denied parole 14 times, and her request for compassionate release had also been denied. Good.
Yeah. That's nuts that she was the oldest female inmate. You know why? Because, like, eventually people are going to be like, man, we got new inmates, and Susan's going to tell the story about pooping in the stairwell again. Like all the other inmates that have been there a while, like, it's Susan. You know, look, she's new. You don't talk to Susan. She tells one story over and over again.
I don't know if I told you this before. But
yeah, she pooped in the stairwell. We all know it.
Stop me if you heard this. Patricia Krenwinkel, born 1947, imprisoned in 1971. Krenwinkel remains incarcerated following the 2009 death of fellow Manson gang member Susan Atkins. Krenwinkel is now the longest incarcerated female inmate in the California penal system. She has been denied parole 14 times, most recently in 2017.
She's still alive? I'm going to write to her.
Oh, this would be great. Leslie Van Houten, born 1949, upon her conviction and death sentence in 1971, at the age of 21, Van Houten became the youngest woman ever put on California's death row.
I don't think that counts anymore. If it does, it's got to have an asterisk.
What are you over here doing there, Barry Bonds?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's totally like a scoreboard thing. You can't be the youngest woman ever put on death row if you never get executed.
No, because technically she was on death row.
Yeah, but then they got rid of death row.
Yeah, but she was still on it.
All right.
I mean, as well as the youngest member of the Manson family convicted of murder. Her original conviction and death sentence was overturned on appeal. She was later retried and sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole.
See, so that's another asterisk. She's got 2 asterisks next to her name.
Currently incarcerated, Van Houten has been denied parole 22 times, most recently in 2019.
Man, she even went before the parole board way more than anyone else.
Yes. At 3 most recent parole hearings, Van Houten was approved by parole by the board. But in each case, the board's decision was overturned by California's governor, first Jerry Brown, most recently by Gavin Newsom.
Now they have a new governor. Maybe that dude will be like, yeah, let her out.
She's never getting out.
Leslie Van Houten, if you get out, come over to my house. I want to talk to you about everything.
You're into that, huh?
She's been in prison forever.
Okay.
She's going to be a wild girl.
She's going to be a wild girl. You get your milk and magnesia from Costco. Get it ready for her.
I'll pick up a chrome bayonet. for old time's sake.
What are you doing?
I need to protect myself.
Jesus Christ. I couldn't imagine talking to anyone who's been in prison that long.
Right.
Explaining shit to them.
Anything.
What is this?
Yeah.
These are cell phones.
Yeah. Like,
It's an iPad.
they're like, what's an iPad?
They've missed so much.
They're not even understand how like traffic lights work anymore.
Charles Tex Watson, born 1945. Watson remains incarcerated. He has been denied parole 17 times, most recently in 2021. While in prison, Watson claims he became a born-again Christian. At what point did you just stop showing up to parole?
Yeah, 22 times apparently, based on Van Houten.
Hey, you're up for parole again, Charles.
Yeah. It's like, I'm busy.
I'm sleeping in.
I'm really into this book right now.
I've really grown accustomed to this place.
Yeah.
Charles Manson, 1934 to 2017. Manson remained in prison until his death for cardiac arrest resulting from respiratory failure and colon cancer on November 19, 2017. He was just a few days past his 83rd birthday and has spent all 13 years of his life in some sort of supervised setting, either prison, reformatory, or boys' home. While in prison, Manson had been denied parole 12 times. After 1997, he refused to attend any of his parole hearings.
You called it.
There it is. I didn't see that coming.
Well, I don't think he ever wanted to get out, honestly. Remember, he used to go to parole hearings, and then he'd hold his hand up, and he'd have like a swastika carved into his hand and 666 carved into his head, and things like that.
I remember at one point, this was on 60 Minutes, I believe, when I was a kid, because he said, if you let me out, I'll kill so many people till the body stacked to the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of your way of going, like, I'm comfortable here. Like, my bed has the perfect divot in it. Like, yeah.
Well, wasn't there something else that they had to keep him away from some other prisoners because they were afraid that he'd be able to get them to do different shit too?
Yeah, because he was very convincing.
Because I think he was probably some type of king inside of there.
He probably could have started a riot at one point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, folks, appreciate you. Hey, Rob, man, thanks for stepping in again, man.
Of course, man. Anytime you need me.
Appreciate you. It was fun. What you think of this one? I know you said you've seen the documentaries a lot, but anything you take different at all?
No. I like it, though. It's a good story. I wish it turned out more like the way Once Upon a Time in Hollywood turned out, where Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio just appeared and killed
Don't ruin the movie for me.
Have you not seen it?
I did not. It's a good movie.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It came out 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I know it's come out a while, but don't be a dick.
Yeah, my bad. I thought you had seen it. Watch it sometime soon. So we can talk about it.
All right,
we don't even have to talk about it on here, but I would like to talk about it on here.
Maybe next week. Who knows? Hey, I've been Sidney Smith.
And I've been Rob Maybe.
From Sidney Smith Creative. This has been Murderous Podcast. If you like our show, be sure to tell all your friends like we asked you at the beginning. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you are listening right now. Very soon coming to Audible next. If you are on Spotify, go ahead and drop us that review. And of course, Apple, drop us a review. But if you can't do any of that, go ahead and share it with someone. 5-star ratings, we'll take them though. Remember, you can support the show by listening. About the story you just heard, we sourced it from Wikipedia. Shout out to Jamie Kamaya, who is here in spirit.
Yep.
Remember, folks, be aware of your surroundings, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.